as a coach or a parent, if you want to help your athletes to become harder workers, they need to change their relationship with work, how they think about it. We talk about this at wrestling camp all the time because, we have kids out there for 56 days. Only a few, a couple hundreds of kids come for the 14-day or 28-day camp. Those are long camps, right? We say this: you're not sacrificing, you're not grinding, you're not pushing through it. You signed up for this. You want to do this. If you don't like wrestling, you should quit. Do you like wrestling? Yes. Do you want to wrestle? Yes. Do you know that it's a hard sport? Yes. Are you okay with the fact that it's a hard, difficult sport? You better say yes. Yes. Okay. Can you accept that? Wrestling is 25,000 years old. That we know of. It's not going to change. It's going to be difficult. Getting a PhD is difficult. Working, if you chose a career in construction, it's difficult. My dad and grandpa and my family's in construction. My dad's like, complainers at work. My dad's like, dude, you signed up for this. Get your gloves on. Let's go. We got to work. It's cold outside. It's January. It's in Missouri. What do you expect? Griping about it isn't going to do anything. It's going to be hot in August too. You'll be griping then too. This is what it is. And that's very powerful. They need to understand that this is what it is. And kind of smile with it. So change your relationship with the work that you are required to do. Because when you fall apart emotionally and you act like you're being abused, then you do have to be mentally tough. We don't want to require mental toughness. I love this. I like doing this. My kids are starting their businesses, right? Strength and conditioning and jiu-jitsu. I'm like, yeah, you're going to work for free for a few years. It's part of it. Payoff comes later. Just like wrestling, just like sports. This is what you signed up for. And as your kids say, well, I didn't sign up to clean the garage. Dad made me. Well, change the relationship with that too. Sometimes things in life are required of us that we don't feel like doing. But they have to get done. You can't live in squalor. You're going to have to do chores, sometimes even at work. Maybe even in wrestling, you're going to do things that you didn't sign up for. Maybe the coach is making you run hill sprints. One of my wrestlers, Drake Hadashut, was an NCAA champion, and he had a performance coach working with him, and he was struggling through a hard workout. Drake told me this, and the guy's like, you still have goals to be a national champion, correct? And he goes, yep. He's like, do you think doing those farmer carries with those heavy kettlebells is going to help you? And Drake's like, yes. But you know what? Practice was supposed to be over 20 minutes ago, and they just keep adding work, and I need to get out of here. I'm done. I'm spent. This is, And he's like, I get it. Do you think that coaches do that sometimes? Yeah. Can you not let that bother you and just shrug your shoulders and pick up the kettlebells and keep going? So you must ask yourself, is this going to help me accomplish my goals? And if the answer is yes, don't have an emotional response. Just do what needs to be done. Pick them up and keep walking. So I think sometimes we have to have a maturity about these things, because the garage does have to be clean. You can't live like a bum. Your room has to be clean. You have to brush your teeth. You have to do things. You have to do work sometimes that you don't. It's called life. You're not doing anything that no one else does, okay? Now, sure, there's a few people when you open their car, bags of trash fall out. But if I'm buying this car for you and you're a 16-year-old kid, you are not going to treat your car that way, because I'm not going to raise a bum. And you say, well, I don't feel like cleaning my car. Well, then you must not feel like driving. Then give me the keys. So yes, there are times when you have to do things that you didn't sign up for. Does it need to be done? Yes. Do it without complaint. Do it without an emotional response. Now, think about wrestling again. There are some things that are they're painful. The Ohio State coach calls it chosen suffering. This suffering is chosen when you have to do a weight cut or pulling down some weight before a big competition. It hurts, right? You're thirsty, you're fatigued. We've all done it, most of us. Some of us for decades, or 1.5 decades or a decade, a long time. Some of us do that kind of year round, right? You wrestle the big national circuit in June, July, September, October. I mean, it's chosen though. Okay, why don't you just go up 2 weight classes? Well, because that's the weight class I need to be. That's where I'm at my best. Okay, then no emotional reaction, no emotional response. This is chosen suffering. This is part of the deal. Just accept it without complaint and without a negative emotional response. And I think once you teach your kids that, to change their relationship, and this is something we talk about in our 28-day camp seminar, and with my academy students and my coaches, and they relay these messages, and it's a common theme. We start to mature a little bit. And I think if we counsel and speak these words to our kids, they don't have to figure this stuff out on their own the hard way, or just come to grips with, or maybe they do it the wrong way. Maybe they fall apart emotionally when they grind through it and they have success, but it was a miserable lived experience. But if they just accept it, they're going to be a mature athlete who's growing. So that's the reason we're big on counseling and kind of mentoring them through these portions of what it takes to be successful. And we don't just say, yell at them and you got to be tough, push through, this is part of it. No, let's have an intellectual conversation. Some of you adults are probably like, dude, I'm 40 years old, I don't even do this. Well, see, you're learning something too. I learned it a little bit late in life myself. I wasn't taught when I was in college or even after. So, if you want to see more videos like this, you gotta like it. Otherwise, the algorithm will assume you don't want to see it. We have 200,000 followers so far. It's 2024. Who knows what we'll have by the time you see this? You're not going to see it. You got to like everything that we post. If you want to see more of what we post, you have to keep hitting the like. And if you share it or comment, it blows up, and you're going to make sure you never miss it. So I would always encourage you, if it's YouTube, always hit like. Unless you didn't like it. And if you liked it, hit like. Leave a comment, you'll make sure to see it. But especially on the other social media, you have to communicate and interact with the posts that you like and the people that you learn from. And you have to take that 4 seconds or a millisecond to hit the like. But that's the only reason you're going to keep seeing this stuff. But definitely share this with your athletes, parents. They can share, and it's just part of coaching. So appreciate it. Good luck this year, and you can always check us out at purlerwrestling.com. We'd love to have you guys.